This Family Life News podcast is made possible by the support of listeners like you.
Next on the 5 o'clock report.
Iran is trying to demonstrate they have some military leverage of their own.
An easy word to say, but a hard word to produce. Peace.
I thought he'd go into hiding and get away with it.
Nice move. Cuts to the net. Score!
Now, let's go to the newsroom.
War and peace. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Mark Webster. Both on the agenda of President Donald J. Trump today, chairing the initial meeting of the Middle East Board of Peace while contemplating the very real possibility of war with Iran. A massive amount of American military might is quickly coming together in the region, even as talks designed to peacefully end the threat of a nuclear-armed Iran continue. But how serious is either side's peace aspirations, given the U.S. buildup and Iran now holding joint military drills with Russia? Former CIA Station Chief Dan Hoffman tells Fox.
I think Iran is trying to demonstrate, including with these latest military drills with Russia, that they have some military leverage of their own.
The timing of the U.S.-Iran standoff with the Board of Peace meeting appears ironic, but says Victoria Coates with the Heritage Foundation.
This is not an accident that we have the meeting of the Board of Peace. It gives him the opportunity, like he had last spring on his first trip abroad, to Riyadh, Doha, and Abu Dhabi, to consult with partners and allies before ordering that military action.
Now to that Board of Peace meeting in Washington.
An easy word to say, but a hard word to produce. Peace. But we're going to produce it, and we've been doing a really good job.
Trump says it's about restoring Gaza and much more.
We work together to ensure the brighter future for the people of Gaza, the Middle East, and the entire world.
Several European nations have declined to accept invitations to send representatives to the board, including the UK. The former Prince Andrew has been released from police custody in the UK. British police detained the brother of King Charles for several hours today in connection to his dealings with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Brits reacting to the shocking news.
It's the last straw, is it really?
I'm pleased. I thought he'd go into hiding and get away with it.
Vanity Fair royalty correspondent Katie Nichol tells CBS.
There were too many unanswered questions. Now he is going to be forced under police caution to answer some of those questions.
It involves the former Duke of York allegedly sharing confidential information with Epstein while Andrew served as a trade envoy, not for sexual misconduct. The reward for info that would crack the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping case has been upped to $200,000, and that's not the only development today.
The FBI has been in contact with Mexican authorities about the Guthrie case, and while we're told that this is standard operating procedure for a case like this so close to the border, it is notable here.
That's Fox's Brian Yanis. The effort to bring home the bodies of 8 skiers who died in an avalanche in California's remote Sierra Nevada backcountry are being hampered by blizzard conditions there. The avalanche that occurred Tuesday near Lake Tahoe is now the deadliest in California's recent history. There are also questions emerging about whether the skiers really knew just how much danger they were in.
In a statement overnight, Blackbird Mountain Guide said all of the guides on that trip were actually avalanche instructors who were in constant communication with the company about conditions and routes. As for the recovery, those 9 bodies remain up there on that mountain, and officials tell me the soonest they think they'll be able to get back up there is tomorrow.
CBS's Matt Gutman. 6 members of the ski team survived. Another skier remains missing, is presumed dead. Wildfires continue to burn in several states, including Texas, where Planville Fire Chief Bob Gibson tells CBS.
When we arrived, the original area of the fire had already grown exponentially just due to wind, and we have a increased amount of fuel out in that area.
Several buildings have burned down in that town already. A new CDC report finds that more pregnant women are delaying prenatal care. That report found that as of 2024, nearly 76% of pregnant women in the U.S. received care during their first trimesters. That's a drop from 2021, when 78% were getting that early prenatal care. Well, next to the Olympics, the U.S. women's hockey team going for Olympic gold today against rival Canada. The Americans came in as big favorites. They went 6-0 in the prelims, outscoring their opponents 31-1. But Canada led 1-0 today with time running out.
Back out to Edwards. Edwards with a shot. Score! The United States ties it with a goaltender pulled with 2:04 remaining.
And then in overtime,
as Canada gets fresh skaters on the ice. The outlet pass for Keller, a defenseman. Nice move, cuts to the net, score! Megan Keller, the overtime hero, United States, wins gold in Milan.
The thrilling calls on NBC this afternoon as the U.S. women hang on to take the gold medal. Earlier, Switzerland edged Sweden 2-1 in the bronze medal game. Still to come here on the 5 o'clock report, a recap of our top regional stories and today's edition of Faith Under Fire.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast for tonight. Ending up mainly cloudy. We'll have rain arriving in western Pennsylvania, a little bit of a mix late tonight in western New York, and then rain and snow showers tomorrow, trending to just rain showers. Low temperatures tonight, mainly 30s, highs tomorrow, mostly 40s. Colder on Saturday, mostly cloudy with a bit of snow, some flurries, and high temperatures, mainly in the 30s.
Thank you very much, Kevin Williams. Now, checking the stories making news where you live across New York and Pennsylvania. And weather is one of those stories. Our fluctuating temperatures lately have increased the risk for some problems. One is ice jam flooding. Another is thin ice, making it unsafe to walk on. Here's Family Life's Bob Price.
Weather watchers warn the freeze-thaw cycles of late February and March can make marching onto the ice a dangerous endeavor. Jim Brewster at the National Weather Service.
As we get into March, you just want to start staying off of water bodies that are frozen because they can crack and go at any point that you might not be ready for.
Brewster says never walk on ice near water that's not frozen solid. Ice needs to be at least 4 inches thick to hold up a human body. Bob Price, Family Life News.
Thank you very much, Bob. A water story of a different sort in Shenandoah, Pennsylvania, where the Schuylkill County community finally has some water pressure back following a Monday water main break. However, a boil water order remains in effect for now as Aqua Pennsylvania conducts water testing. These residents tell WNEP it's been tough.
Terrible. No water to flush the toilets, nothing.
It's frustrating. I mean, I get it. Like, it's not Aqua's fault because, like, the pipes are frozen, but it's frustrating.
Truckloads of bottled water were brought in to help residents out, while the Shenandoah Valley School District went to virtual learning the past couple of days. Bird flu is a big problem right now, especially in Pennsylvania, the worst avian flu outbreak in the Keystone State since the 1980s. An estimated 5 million birds or more have been affected. Pennsylvania is the only state with an avian flu recovery fund designed to compensate farmers for their losses. Some good news for New York State drivers. DMVs across the state are back in business.
It comes after the entire agency closed offices for a few days to undergo a system-wide upgrade. Millions of pieces of data needed to be transferred into the modernized system before it was tested by employees. Officials say offices are open and online services and phone assistance have resumed. The DMV warns a few counties may still have offices that are closed, so check before you visit. Customers are also urged to be patient during transactions since employees are still learning the new system. I'm Natalie Migliori.
Always good to be patient when you step into the DMV. This is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
This is Faith Under Fire. We take you straight to the front lines of religious battlegrounds. I'm your host, Sarah Harnish. With me today, Jerry Dygert. We're talking Turning Point USA. Jerry, you're just 17 years old, and you started a Turning Point USA chapter at your school in Baldwinsville, New York. In fact, those listening might know about this chapter because it's been in the news because you guys have been getting bullied. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, so after the death of Charlie Kirk, myself and a number of other students saw the real need to create an environment where students can come together peacefully and grow in our understanding through civil discourse. Even though we might have our differences, we can come together, get along, share our opinions in a respectful and humane manner. In that process, we've gotten huge pushback from our community, being called racist, homophobic, Nazis, pretty much everything you could think of. Mind you, we're just high schoolers.
Usually bullying is in response to a situation, but this wasn't a response because your chapter hadn't even met yet.
Just the thought of that sort of club being started, people were already hating, people were already calling us racist before we even officially said a word as a club. That really just shows how meaningless it is, all those words. I think it really rallied people together. It got more people to ultimately come to our first meeting. I think our first meeting had close to 100 people in it.
What are you doing to stop the bullying, and is it working?
It's extremely hard to stop all the bullying and pushback. People will always be quick to speak, closed-minded, and entitled to their own opinions. The only thing we can really do about it is show love and respect to everyone. We encourage everyone to show up to our meetings regardless of their political or religious beliefs, and we try our best to treat everyone with respect, the same way Christ would. I think that at the end of the day, we need to lead by example and prove that we can come together in a civil manner.
It seems that despite all that's going on, your chapter keeps growing.
Yeah, so for the first 2 meetings, we've had around 80 to 90 students show up. I think that students in our school are tired of their religious and political beliefs being dismissed and shut down in school. And our club aims to give them a platform to think and speak freely without fear of consequences.
You are one brave soul to keep the chapter going despite all the words spoken over you and your team. What are your options to protect the students that are coming?
I think the biggest way we can protect the people who attend the meetings is just to keep growing the club and keep pushing the idea of an open dialogue. The bigger the club is and the more students feel comfortable sharing their beliefs, the safer we can make our school.
Why did you start a Turning Point chapter?
I had gone to a private Christian school my whole life. This year, I transferred to public school and quickly saw the need for a club like ours. One of the biggest reasons for me personally, as well as other leaders of the club, was to spread the love of Jesus and connect our faith with real-world events and problems. We also think it's very important to have a space where we can come together and share our opinions, regardless of who we are or what we believe.
What do you want the bullies to know?
Really, to anyone who opposes our club, I invite them to come to our meetings and really listen to what we are saying and understand what we are trying to do. Know that our mission isn't to spread hate or negativity, but rather to build a community who is able to have a respectful conversation with one another.
I love what you said at the beginning of the interview. You said Turning Point USA is not just about conservative values, it's also about your faith. It's about religious freedom, and it's about protecting religious freedom, especially on campus, because you're spending 8 hours a day on your school campus. How has your faith grown through this?
It's definitely been really hard at sometimes, and I've never had my faith challenged this hard in my life. But I think that God is using this as a way to pull me closer to Him and to spread the word of God. Despite all the hardships, just knowing that God is in control through all of this has really helped me through everything.
What would you say to someone who needs courage, standing up for their beliefs? What would you tell yourself?
I think I would tell myself that it's really important to speak out and say what you think, because I think a lot of people have similar beliefs but are also scared to speak. So it really takes one person or group of people to speak out to make a difference, and then after that, people will really start coming together.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. You can hear the entire feature and all of our Family Life original news features at Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and FamilyLife.org. This is the 5 o'clock report on Family Life.
Let's say you have some extra cash. Do you pay down your mortgage or invest it? Hi, I'm Rob West with today's Faith and Finance Minute. The answer isn't one size fits all. From a purely mathematical standpoint, investing may offer higher long-term returns than today's mortgage rates. But stewardship considers more than numbers. Paying down your mortgage can provide peace of mind, reduce risk, and increase monthly margin, freeing cash flow for generosity and flexibility. Investing, on the other hand, allows your money to grow over time and helps you prepare for future needs. The right choice depends on your goals, risk tolerance, and stage of life. Scripture reminds us not to put our trust in uncertain riches, but in God. Whether you invest or pay down debt, the goal is faithful stewardship with open hands and a trusting heart. Connect with a certified Kingdom advisor who's been trained to deliver financial advice that aligns with your Christian values by visiting our website, faithfi.com.
Thank you very much, sir. Still to come on the 5 o'clock report, trouble in paradise, a problem that's nothing to crow about. First, weather with Kevin.
I'm Kevin Williams, and here is your Family Life regional weather forecast. A disturbance that will be tracking through the Great Lakes will spin up some moisture back into our region later tonight and tomorrow, and the result will be a little bit of a rain-snow mix for a while. A more potent system coming up and off the East Coast could threaten eastern Pennsylvania with snow on Sunday. It looks like mostly out to sea for us, and mostly just a cold weekend to follow with a bit of snow and some lake effect. Our call for tonight, ending up mainly cloudy. We'll have rain arriving in western Pennsylvania, a little bit of a mix late tonight in western New York, and then rain and snow showers tomorrow, trending to just rain showers. Low temperatures tonight, mainly 30s. Highs tomorrow, mostly 40s. Colder on Saturday, mostly cloudy with a bit of snow or some flurries, and high temperatures mainly in the 30s.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Finally at 5, in the movies, roosters usually crow once at sunrise. That's about it. In reality, roosters crow pretty much whenever they please, and that's a lot. And over the years, Hawaii's island paradise has also become a paradise for feral roosters and chickens. Even in urban areas like Honolulu, it's a Lulu of a problem.
3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You be sleeping in and crazy, just totally bazonks.
You know it's serious when it reaches the totally bazonks stage. The state lawmaker tells KHOU they need to do something.
It is the number 2 driving concern in my community after homelessness.
This pest control guy isn't chicken to call it a big problem.
We're getting 1 to 3 calls a day at our office. Calls, emails. We don't want an excessive number of feral chickens in an urban setting.
Exactly how far to go in reining in the wandering chickens and roosters in the Aloha State is still under debate, but if sleepless Hawaiians get their way, they'll soon be telling the feral poultry, "Aloha, baby." And that's the world we live in for Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Mark Webster, Family Life News.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.